Hey, welcome to the show. It's Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we are previewing UFC Vegas 40, Vettori versus Costa, Bellator 268, Fedor versus Johnson, and did Conor McGregor punch a DJ in Italy? Let's get to it.
Let's go!
Did that happen? What's up, guys?
Ciao, bello!
Ciao.
Come stai? Bene come Conor?
Muy bueno.
Conor?
¿Qué
No,
pasa?
he's gonna get visited by the Sopranos, man, soon. What the hell's going on? Is this a joke?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the
I'm gonna
you're
tell you
my
something.
resident Italian expert. You told me you got news from all the channels in Italy. You were getting all the info. Fred Garcia's here. AJ
Do you
D'Alessio's
speak
here.
Italian?
AJ, do you speak Italian?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Do you speak like fluent Italian?
Yeah, of course. Well, you gotta remember, in Italy, there's many dialects, right? Depending where you come from, Italy, there's like, for example, my mom's side.
See,
they
he's
speak
edging
one type of
already.
Dialect.
Yeah.
No,
He started with a yes, but he said after that, but you know.
No, but what I was gonna get to is that you can speak. I speak Italian, of course. I speak it fluently, but I also speak the dialects depending on the regions. Like my dad's dialect is very different than my mom's, and there's certain words that they say, and it's like you gotta remember Italy. Italy is like a battleground of
Is
itself.
that like your
Everybody
Irish
hates each other.
accent?
Yeah, well, that's it, man. I went to an Irish school, so you can. I can understand where Connor's going here. I might actually understand why Conor did what he did. Trust me, but I'll tell you about that.
I don't know
later.
what you're
But
talking
anyways, where I
about.
was-
Put the microphone
Well,
by
you
your
don't know what
face
I'm
a little
talking
bit, a
about.
little closer to your mouth, so we can actually hear you a
What the
little
hell,
better,
man?
AJ. There you go. Now I can actually hear you. I was like, why did AJ sound so far? Talk to me, AJ, for a second.
Yeah, man. So
Oh,
this,
see,
this
much
is
better.
incredible, man.
Yeah.
Think
I want to
about
give a
this.
shout
How
out
does-
to yeah. All right, take it easy. I want to give a shout out to
wait, let me
Angelo.
just say something.
Angelo's on the chat. I'm seeing Brooklyn Lizard on the chat. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Support the Ringside Report Network. Hit us up on Super Chat. I was already on here today. This is my second show of the day. I'm working very hard for the Ringside Report Network. I'm
noticed,
exhausted.
man.
I watched a 4-hour pay-per-view, and then I did a show afterwards with my brother. He was sneezing all over me. That guy.
You know what? I thought I made a mistake. I'm like at work, and all of a sudden I see Ringside Report on. I'm like, oh, Dave must have there he is. He's gonna get exposed, walking around his house naked and all that. The cam is on, but I didn't realize that there was an actual show going on today. Well, you've been busy, bud.
Yeah, second show of the
Listen,
day
I was gonna-
today. So support the Ringside
that's a lot,
Report
man.
Network, and of course support AJ and all his cool endeavors. Freddie, how are you, man? You doing
Yeah.
all right?
I'm great, man.
Yeah.
I'm
What do you
always
think of
good.
this Conor McGregor thing? AJ, I know he's got a lot of opinions, but what do you think? Conor McGregor apparently punched some guy. He's a DJ. His name is maybe
Not just
AJ
some
can help
guy.
me pronounce, or maybe he can't. I don't know. Francesco Faccinetti. Is that the name? Francesco
Yeah,
Faccinetti.
Francesco. Yeah, you're pretty good, man.
Thank you.
Francesco.
Very good, Dave.
Francesco Faccinetti.
You have to say it like Noah says it.
Francesco.
Francesco.
You have to pinch the salt when you do it.
You gotta roll that R a little bit, you know?
Francesco.
Francesco.
Oh, he's not Spanish.
No, not too
Fred.
Spanish. No Spanish there,
No.
Freddie. Take it easy, Garcia.
Fred Garcia, take it easy. So Freddie, this guy apparently he's a DJ in Italy. I could show you what he looks like. Apparently Conor got into it with him and punched him.
Why?
I don't know. He's got kind of a punchable
What
face.
reason?
I don't know.
Yeah, but there's
Look
more.
at him.
There's more to that, guys.
I mean, Connor
Yeah,
seems
man,
to
that
be
guy-
getting in a lot of beefs, man. What was it there? Machine Gun Kelly a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
If it's not the old man at the bar, you know, Connor's always
Yeah,
getting
but it's
into some
mostly-
beefs with civilians, man. What's up, Connor? What's up with
But mostly it's musicians or somebody involved like in the music industry lately. That's what I think is
Trying to get
ammo
that
is
Triller
trying
money.
to get into his girlfriend's DMs
Yeah.
like he did with Machine Gun Kelly, allegedly?
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Wait,
what?
I didn't hear that
Well,
story.
that's what...
I think Connor's trying to get some
Oh,
of
for
that
real?
Triller money. You know what I mean? He's trying to get in on
Who's-
that like crossover thing. He can beat up some celebrities and make some money doing it. Maybe he can get more than he could even in the UFC. That Triller money, man. That Jake Paul, that Lamar Odom money. You know. Sorry. Fred.
Honestly, I haven't followed this Italian DJ story at all, but that What's the name of the girlfriend of Machine Gun Kelly? Megan Fox, something like that?
Megan Fox?
Okay, well, yeah, supposedly he went
Megan Fox, I think.
into her
I think it's
DMs.
Fox.
Yeah, Megan Fox.
F-O-X. All right. I thought you said something else.
Fox.
Anyways,
That's what he said.
supposedly
I mean,
he
she
was
does.
in her DMs, man. That was the reason why the other guy got mad.
Oh.
That's
Really?
what they were saying. So, yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Connor
So,
was trying to communicate with her, and he like called him out on it.
wow. Well, I could see that. But what's that guy going to do about it? I mean, why is that
don't
guy
know,
trying to
man.
fight Conor McGregor? Like, to me, that guy, Machine Gun Kelly, yeah, why wouldn't you punch that guy? He seems very punchable, greasy. I don't like that guy. This guy, Francesco Faccinetti, I never heard of this guy. I say if Conor wants to punch him, he could punch him all he wants. Punch him all day long, Conor. I don't give a fuck.
Dave.
What?
Dave, hold on a sec there.
Punch this
You
guy's
don't
face. He
realize,
deserved
like,
it.
the magnitude-
He had it coming,
You don't
this guy,
understand
Francesco. He called
What,
Conor,
did he spin the record wrong, man?
he
Did
said,
he do, like,
te
the
faccio culo
backwards, like
così
that one?
to him, I heard.
Spin the record. Listen, Dave, you got to understand one thing, man. This is how big it was. When this shit came out, it was my mother that came to see me. She's like, hey, you know the guys that you talk about? I'm like, what guy? She goes, that guy there, that Irish guy. I think he's Irish
Wally.
or American. I'm like, no. She goes, the guy,
Wally.
the guy who walks like this. I go, Connor. She goes, yeah, Connor. She goes, Connor is all over the news in Italy, man. In every Italian station across the board, man. Like in Italy, you don't understand. When something happens, they take it to the extreme. And right now, it's all about Conor McGregor, that they want him like out of the country. He's like, he's dangerous. He's getting sued.
He's dangerous.
People have to be. Yeah, he's dangerous. Connor's dangerous. He's volatile. He can attack you at any moment. They're saying he's lucky he didn't go crazy and choke out the Pope at the Vatican. They're like, we don't understand how this man was at the Vatican baptizing his son. And to me, that's the biggest story out of it all. Not that Conor punched out the guy. Is how the hell did Conor get his baby baptized in the Vatican? To me, that's the most craziest part of all this story. I know a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? He punched out a guy. I'm like, no, man. You're Italian. You'll understand. It's almost impossible to get your baby put in a little baptism bowl and baptized by the Pope. Think about it. The Pope
You say baptism bowl?
baptized
It's a
the
bowl?
baptism bowl. Yeah,
It's
you
a
know what
bowl?
I'm talking about. Like they sprinkle the water. Angelo knows what I'm talking about. Freddie knows it. You're Jewish, bro. You don't know this shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a bowl.
Freddie
I
knows.
didn't know it was a bowl.
Well, it's kind of like a bowl kind of thing.
My kids aren't baptized.
You know, well, your ancestors or Garcias were, I'm sure.
Let's not get into that, man.
But anyways, all to say, Dave, the biggest mystery to me is how did he manage to get his kid baptized in the Vatican?
I don't know. You
I don't
tell
know
us,
if the
man.
Pope
You're the
did it.
Italian expert.
I don't know.
I'll tell you
Listen,
how. I know how.
listen,
I know how.
I
No, I have the information,
there's
AJ.
What,
I
the
have inside
Sopranos can't
sources.
even do that.
Because
What?
he's Conor
How?
fucking McGregor. That's how. There's only one Conor McGregor. Because he's Conor McGregor. Why not? He's a
Get the
fucking
hell outta
legend of fighting. He's the most well-known athlete on the planet at this point. If fucking Michael Jordan wanted to get his kid baptized, at the Vatican, they might not let him because, it might be racist. But I'm saying,
Listen, man, that's freaky, man. And I'm going to tell you something as well. This DJ that he clocked, that DJ is not just a regular DJ. He's married, or there's like some connection with like all these
Breaking
celebrities.
news. Breaking news, AJ.
What
Angelo was
What?
baptized. We needed to. Angelo, I just saw in the chat. Angelo was baptized. It's official. We know. Thank you, Angelo.
Well, let's ask Angelo another question. Did he get like COVID vaccines? That's what I want to know.
We don't need to ask Angelo that. That's personal, private information. We don't need to release any kind of information like that. But you see,
We
there's
don't
a
ask
deal.
for a passport to listen our show.
No,
like,
that's it. You don't need
Nah,
a
we don't
vaccine
care.
passport
We
to
don't
watch
care.
the show.
We're open to everybody. We don't care where you come from, like who you are, what you are. We don't care, man.
Yeah, but I don't want anybody coming too close to me. You know what I mean? Not too close.
I'm not sure
Close
if
enough.
dogs are listening to us, man. I'd be like a little surprised, scared.
Dogs?
No. Why not?
Well, he said
Ringside Report
we don't
dogs,
care
man.
what you are.
Who
So,
let
like
the
I'm saying, like
dogs out?
if like dogs are listening to us or animals,
let
I'll
the
be a little
dogs-
bit like shook.
I would be too.
Dude, what do you think it is? Like bestiality porn? Come on, man. They're listening to
What?
Ringside Report.
What?
Listen,
Oh my
Take
God,
it easy. Oh my.
well, that's what
God.
I
Okay,
thought
we
that's
need
what
the
Freddie was
opposite
going
to the
towards.
AJ vortex. We
Yeah.
need the AJ shutdown.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that real easy. Look, we just did
Let's
it.
try to get this show on track.
It's the AJ shutdown. We just shut him down. Look, he's gone, Fred. It's just you and me.
Let's get this show on track.
Patrick C. Hamilton dropping a super chat. He says, that's not a regular DJ nut. We have a unique AJ. I don't really understand that super chat, Patrick, but I do appreciate it. AJ, do you understand that? What's he saying there?
Hey, listen, all I understand is this. Patrick, you're my homie, buddy. I understand you.
We love you, Patrick. Thank you, OG. Thank you, Patrick.
Listen, but Dave, just think about it. I know you at first this week you were like, I'm not going to talk about Conor and all this kind of stuff. Everybody's talking about Conor, and I'm telling you, all of Italy right now is so pissed at Conor. It's incredible. I can't even describe to you how many 60-plus old Italian ladies know Conor right now. This is our market now, man. We got to go after that market. I told my mom, get all our friends to listen to our show. We're going to talk about Conor. We're going to talk about Italy. And I'm telling you, man, they think he's a nut job. And you know what? I really believe one thing. I've been listening to a couple of things. It's possible, like Freddie was saying, is that maybe he's hyping up his next fight. Like there's something. Maybe he's looking to go into Thriller. Or you? Okay, yeah, the Thriller. Sorry, bud. Okay, I apologize. But there's something more to it.
It's Triller.
But
it's
think
not
about
Thriller. It's Triller.
That's what I said.
There's no
Thriller.
H.
What's the difference?
You said Thriller. Well, the
That's what I
company.
said. Thriller.
It's Triller. Triller.
Like number 3 or tree?
No, yeah,
Thriller.
Tree, like a
1,
tree.
2, tree.
Not 3. No, not what?
1, 2, tree.
But there's no double E.
Triller. What? What are you guys talking about?
Triller. How you
Triller,
spell it?
man.
Triller.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Thriller. You're saying Thriller though,
Exactly.
like Thriller. You know, Michael Jackson. That's not what it is. No, we're not.
Hey,
doing
listen,
that.
talk
We're not
about
doing
Thriller and Michael Jackson. We're all dressing up next week, right, for our Halloween show?
that. Halloween special next week.
Correcto.
Ringside Report Halloween.
Yeah, man.
Spectacular. I don't have a costume.
Come on, Dave. You can
I'll
get
check
something
shit.
together.
I
You got
should,
a week,
but I
man.
don't know.
Freddie's already ready. I'm ready, man.
I think Conor should be
I know
allowed to
Freddie's
punch as
ready.
many DJs as he wants. Usually DJs are punchable and annoying.
Listen, dude, I'm going to tell you something. My nephew's a
I feel
DJ.
like I barely heard of this story. If it wasn't for AJ, I wouldn't
brother-in-law's-
have heard of it.
I heard of it.
No, Fred,
Connor, I don't like when he punches
huge,
old
man.
men in bars. I don't like that. Punching or attacking Machine Gun Kelly, I fully support that. Punching this Italian DJ who seems like probably punchable, I support that as well. I support him punching anybody in the UFC that he, can attempt to punch. I mean, good luck to him. But, yeah, I'm with that.
That's horrible, Dave.
Patrick
Listen,
says
the only
that's
thing I
not
can
a
think of-
regular
what?
DJ, but we have a unique AJ. Yeah, AJ is very unique indeed, as
I could
Angelo
become
says.
listen, I could become a DJ too, man.
Can you?
I'll be unique AJ the DJ.
And
That's
then
awesome. Listen,
I would also recommend for Conor McGregor to punch you if you became a
I'll
DJ.
punch Conor. Listen, Conor, I swear to God, I don't give a shit who he is. If Conor punched me, I can assure you, man, I'm going for that broken leg, that titanium leg. And I'll be using golf with his leg by the end
How
of
are you
it.
going to do that
Don't
when you're
mess with an
unconscious?
Italian, man.
How are you going to do that
No,
when
no,
you're
no. There ain't
knocked
going to be
out?
no unconscious. You think he's smaller than me, man?
You
And
don't
you know
think
what? I'm a
Conor
jiu-jitsu
McGregor
guy.
could knock
I'll
you
choke
out?
him out like Khabib. I'll
You
choke him out
don't
like
think
Khabib. You're
Conor
getting me mad
McGregor
now.
could knock you out? You
Well, he
don't
can
think
knock me
Conor
out, but he
McGregor
can't
could
choke
knock
me
you
out. He can't choke me out. I'll choke him out before anything.
I think he probably
I'll
win
make
a
him see
grappling match
Khabib.
against you right now, man. When's the last time you've been at the gym? I'm just
Did you
saying,
see
if
my
you're going to
picture I
call
sent
out
you guys?
McGregor, I'm going to put the...
Yeah, I think Conor McGregor would definitely beat you in a fight, AJ. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
What?
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell.
Are you
Listen, I'm gonna
crazy?
tell you this. Listen, man, just
Like-
as crazy as Conor punching a DJ in Italy. Do you know what that's? I'm telling you, man.
I
I'm surprised
understand
he's
you're
gonna be able to
lifelong
get out of
martial artist and you're a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but it's Conor McGregor, man. Take it easy.
there. Listen, I love Conor, man, but I'll
Johnny
fuck him
North
up if
wants
he
to
tries
see
to
it.
do something.
John, I'll fuck him up if he tries to do something.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. You know what, Johnny? I say we call out Conor. Him and Dylan Dennis. Me and Johnny versus Conor and Dylan Dennis. I'm telling you, put your money on us. It's gonna be a showdown. Johnny will slam him with a chair.
Fred, we can make
I'll
so
hit
much
him
money.
with a golf club. Listen,
So much money
let me
betting
get back-
against AJ.
Dave. Dave, listen to this.
I
Let's
don't
get
want
back
to put
to
you down, AJ, but the shittiest 125er probably kicks your ass. The
For
shittiest 125er from the UFC kicks all our ass. Come on,
Yeah.
man. AJ,
Yeah.
stop your
Listen, man.
stupidness,
Do you see what my hat says?
Woman.
It says "Run NDG." I grew up down below the tracks.
Not even
of
man.
NDG.
I mean, the
I'll smash
shittiest
him.
female, the shittiest 125-pound female fighter in the UFC would probably beat your ass, AJ, for sure, and mine and Freddie's. They're in the UFC. They
wait.
fight for money. Their
gives a
job is
fuck?
to fight. They do it 24/7.
Thank you, Angelo.
Angelo says Conor would
Connor,
destroy
the only
you,
thing
AJ.
he's gonna destroy me with like lines of cocaine that he's probably doing and smashing DJs. But that's the problem, and I think this is the biggest problem with Conor right now. Allegedly, I'm telling you, this guy must be doing more rails
I
than
hope
like
he did
the
it.
ski hills up north.
You know?
But
I hope he did it.
no,
I hope
listen,
he did punch
I'm gonna
that
tell you,
DJ. I really do.
Listen,
Fuck that
there's
guy.
another story that's there's another story that says that this DJ, it's 2:30 in the morning. There's lots of drinks. There's things are going on. He's Italian DJ. He's Italian. Let me emphasize the Italian part. It's very possible
I don't know what
that
that
he
means.
probably said something really like sexy to D, and then Conor flipped out. That's what I think happened.
No, I heard he
and I'm
said.
telling you,
He said to Conor, he goes, "Te faccio culo così," and then Conor goes, "What?" And he punched him.
Somebody made me laugh. They said that the DJ said, "Let's go," and Conor must have triggered in his mind like a UFC battle, and he just jumped him, man. That was it.
Actually, the DJ said, "Oh man, remember when Khabib kicked your ass? That shit was awesome, bro." And Conor was like, "What?"
Khabib
People
is
will
number
say dumb
one.
shit. People will say dumb shit to fighters all the time. And Conor, after a few drinks, he might be a little jumpy and want to fight somebody. Maybe the guy's like,
Dude.
hey, remember when Dustin Poirier beat your ass? That shit was so crazy. I won so much money off that guy. Like, who knows what the guy said to Conor? The guy probably deserved it, is what I'm saying. The guy
you know what?
deserved to get
You see,
punched
Dave,
by
I'm
Conor
gonna get
McGregor.
serious here. I'm going to get serious and say, this is just another example of Conor being a little bit of an idiot in public.
Yeah.
And look, he's lucky if it's not a bigger story, man. At some point, man, he's going to do something even stupider, man. Look at John Jones. At some point, man, you can't do stupid stuff all your life, man. It's going to catch up to you. So, Conor, man, stop it, man.
Different situations. Conor McGregor's bullshit outside of the cage. We could look back. He punched the old man in the bar. The old man was all right. Old man was fine. Old man was fine.
Punched her, man.
Yeah,
Punch him, man.
It was a man he punched.
He shouldn't be
He was
punching.
old. He maybe got into a bit of a scuffle at the MTV Awards with Machine Gun Kelly, but there was no police involved. It was really a
So if
minor
Conor
incident.
punches you, Dave, should we just go like Dave, man?
I wouldn't deserve
You
it.
could take it, man.
I wouldn't deserve it
Well,
because I would
if
show
touches
Conor
Dave,
so
I'm
much
jumping
love.
in. I'm jumping
I would
in.
show
I'm
Conor-
jumping in.
deserved it.
Well, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to drink that proper 12. It sucks." And Conor was like, "What?"
That
And he
kind-
punched him in the face. Maybe he did deserve it. That's not nice.
that-
Allegedly,
that
the old
kinda
man was
deserves
like
it, yeah.
dissing proper 12 and didn't want to accept the drink from Conor. He was being a little bit mean, and Conor was probably drunk, and shit happens. If Conor McGregor shows up drunk, I'm
That's
going to be very
justified.
polite and respectful because I know he might punch me. It's fucking Conor McGregor. He's crazy. He's not going to punch me. I'm going to be like, "Oh, Conor, you're the best, man. You kick all their asses, Conor." Meanwhile, I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know about that." But I'm not going to say it
did you
to his
already meet
face.
Conor?
I've never
But
met
did you already
Conor.
meet Conor at some
No,
point?
I talked
thought
to
you
him on
met
the phone
Conor
one
at some
time.
point.
I talked to him on the phone one time. He was all right.
We
It's a
should
little
have
weird.
mentioned D. See what happens there. What do
No,
you
I
mean you
don't
talked to him
wanna-
on the phone?
It was like an interview I did a while
Did he call
back
you at midnight?
during the Jose Aldo build-up, I think. A long time ago.
Really? Wow, that's awesome. Listen, man, I'm going to say two things. One, either Conor is
So Conor has your number.
the
basically.
best.
I don't think so. I mean, he might.
Oh,
Call me up, Conor. I'll be your friend, and I'll write promos for you. Good
Well,
fucking
that's a good
promos.
idea.
I got lines for Conor McGregor. Fucking Conor
Me
should
and
come
Freddie
out
get
and
a
be
cut.
like, "Yeah, I punched that DJ. He fucking deserved it. Fuck that guy." That's what he should say. That guy deserved it. I don't know. You're a DJ.
Listen.
If you're a DJ playing like house music or whatever, chances are you deserve to get punched for one reason or another.
What? That's horrible, Dave.
Is it?
That's horrible.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, man.
Sorry, I apologize for
I
that
bet-
statement. If that's horrible, I apologize.
Jesus.
It's just how I feel deep inside.
Listen. But that's okay, man. You're allowed to, man. I mean, look.
You're
if it
out
was
there
Justin
playing that
Bieber,
pom
we'd
pom
like- I
pom
bet-
music.
Listen,
You're up to no
if
good.
Conor,
You're
if
up to no
Conor,
good.
if Conor punched, If Conor punched Justin Bieber right now, nobody would be saying shit. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, Bieber probably deserves it."
Well, that's
He
what
said
I'm
some, you know?
saying. If Conor punched and this guy's basically
But
like
this
an
is an Italian
Italian
DJ.
version. He's an Italian
No,
version
no.
of Justin Bieber. He's been on like different reality shows and stuff
No.
as a judge. He was on the Italian version of the X Factor for a few years. And shit like that. Star Academy, The Voice, Italy. You know, he's
The
like
Voice. Oh, you don't fool around with The Voice, man. That's a huge show.
He's an EDM and house DJ from Italy, 41 years old. And, you know, he was being mean to Conor, so Conor punched him maybe, according to but according to this guy's Wikipedia, Conor McGregor allegedly attacked Faccinetti without provocation in a nightclub in Rome, breaking Faccinetti's nose. Faccinetti is planning to sue McGregor for the unprovoked attack. Yeah, well, good luck to you, Faccinetti.
Oh, no, they'll sue it. Oh, dude, in Italy, they don't fool around. They'll put you in jail first. You're guilty, and you have to prove yourself innocent. That's how it works in Italy. It's not like this shit over here where you're, like, totally guilty, but, you know, you're allowed out on bail. In Italy, man, it's a different story. I'm telling you.
First of
Are
all,
you saying-
there's a
hold
difference
on,
between
hold on.
like suing somebody and a criminal case. Okay, those are
Yeah.
two different things. AJ, I'm pretty sure in Italy it's also two different things.
Also, are you trying to tell me that Italy is like super tough on crime? Italy, birthplace of the mafia, super tough on crime? Okay?
Dude, listen, man, if there's money involved, I'm telling you,
Conor
Conor
got
is
money.
going down. He better get out of Italy as fast as he can, because I'm telling you,
Here's the thing,
they're going
AJ.
to arrest his ass.
Conor's got plenty of money to get him out of any kind of little bullshit jam that he gets himself into. We've seen this time and time again. Conor McGregor and even
Yeah.
John Jones to a fucking worse extent. Like Conor McGregor's punching DJs. Who gives a shit? John Jones is allegedly punching his wife. I mean, she's showing up at a hotel all bloody. John Jones' daughter is like, could you call the cops? Fucking John Jones is in the room going bananas, all drunk, trying to get 10 grand to go to a fucking strip club. Like, that's the fucking alleged story around fucking John Jones' latest arrest and fucking mishap in Vegas. And Dana White's like, yeah, you know, what are you going to do? Let the fucking law do its thing, which to these guys is fucking usually nothing. And then we'll just go on and we'll see them fight again and probably get their asses beat, to be honest.
I mean, Dana, 10 grand to go to the strippers is probably normal. Like I'm just speculating, but
oh, that's like peanuts to Dana.
change.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Dana, you know, we've heard about Dana bringing strippers with him to Brazil and shit, right? Remember that? Remember that whole story where the guy was like
Allegedly,
no, that
dude.
wasn't alleged. That was not alleged. There was a guy blackmailing him with a fucking video, and Dana sued the fucking guy. It wasn't alleged. The shit all came out in court. That actually happened. Dana brought some stripper to fucking Brazil with him, and they recorded Dana. I think it was a trap with the girl and her boyfriend, and it's fucked.
What a messed up life when you make money. That's
yeah.
the problem. That's the problem. When you make that amount of money, like when you make Conor money, when you make Dana money, I mean, this is real serious money. You get all kinds of crazy shit. Who's to say, like, honestly, you know, that Conor wasn't set up, you know,
Well,
because
and
you know,
like to me,
like,
this is
you know,
minor.
like, realistically,
This is minor for Conor McGregor. Here's a guy who's fucking super rich, still young, but starting to maybe realize that shit is slipping away. Like, it's not going well for Conor McGregor. His fucking fight career is not going well. And he could fucking talk a big game and, you know, but mentally he's got to be in a fucking tough place right now. So the fact
Maybe
that
that's
he's
what
not
it is.
spiraling out of control even worse than he appears to be, I think is kind of a miracle. Like, the fact that he's got any kind of sense and any kind of feet on the ground at this point is insane, given how much money he has and how kind of fucked he is right now. Like, he doesn't seem to have a way of winning a bunch of fights in the UFC right now at the top level, which is where he's going to be put and where he kind of wants to be. So he's in a really weird spot where he's starting to realize, at least you would think he's starting to realize, that he's no longer as effective as he once was. And I think
disagree,
I
Dave.
think he thinks that he can be again if he does the right things, but you know, Khabib
Look, I'm
says
gonna
there's
tell you-
only one prime, and I believe that. I think there is only one prime. You don't have a prime and then get shitty again and then come back and you're better than ever. Like, that doesn't usually happen.
No, we saw that with BJ Penn. We saw that with a lot of guys, and I agree with you on that with Khabib. He's absolutely right. There's one prime, and that's it. You know, the thing with Conor is that he's a marketing genius or he's a madman. It's either or. But the thing with him is if he's a marketing genius, he always stays relevant. He's always in the news. And I'm not joking when I say, joking aside with all the jokes that I say and whatnot, but when it comes to Italian media and they put you on nonstop, it's all about Conor. I'm not joking, man. It's like CNN playing the same bullshit all the time. It's crazy. This in Italy, there's so many networks, and it's all about Conor. Conor's made his name so known in Italy and Europe that it just doesn't stop. So that's what I'm trying to say is that Conor is a marketing genius. Maybe he planned all this, whatever. But when you're talking about his fighting career,
we get that. He's famous.
He's famous. But what he's doing is this. But if he comes to fight any jabroni, he's still going to break pay-per-view numbers. And that's the difference. No one else can do that kind of stuff except maybe a Khabib, not even close to Conor. Maybe a George, not even close to Conor. But that's what I'm trying to say. There's only one Conor that can pull this shit off. Even if he didn't win his last fight, he's still going to break.
Who's the jabroni you put in front of Conor McGregor that Conor can definitely beat in 2022? Next year, when Conor comes back from his injury there where his leg got shattered, you going to throw him at Dustin Poirier again? Who the fuck do you throw at Conor McGregor? Who in your mind is a jabroni that you actually throw at Conor McGregor where the fans say, yeah, that's a fight that I want to see. That's a fair fight. That's a UFC main event. I don't think there is a guy right now, and that's what I'm saying about Conor McGregor. He's in a bad fucking
Tony
spot.
Ferguson. Maybe now it's the time to do that fight.
Fred, that's not a guarantee, man. Tony Ferguson is a big man. He's 170 pounds. He's definitely past his prime, but it's an interesting fight. Yes.
And it's a fight. Like, I'm looking at the top 10. It's probably like he's on a down streak. I mean, all the other guys, Poirier, Gaethje, Dariush, Chandler, Makhachev. I mean, I don't like Conor's chances against any of those guys.
Nope.
But against Ferguson, who's such a big name himself, in some sense, it would be great. They both have like Khabib experience. I think that would be a fight that will get those, another record breaker for pay-per-view, and that's what I'm trying to say is Conor is able to do that.
Nate Diaz
really,
too.
Eh?
You could always do Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is not a slam dunk win for Conor, but it's definitely a fight you could have. Conor and Tony Ferguson, Conor and Nate Diaz are two fights that are possible, but they're not slam dunks, and it's still fighting guys that are, not in the top 5 of the division.
Look, how old is Conor right now? He's 31? What is he?
32 or something.
Yeah, I mean, he still has
33.
Look, he still has a lot of 33. Look, he still has a lot of fighting game left.
Yeah, but he's 33. Not going to dedicate enough time to be at that elite level again. Like, he's going to have a lot of marquee fights, and he's a good fighter. He's going to win some and all, but I don't expect him to be competing for a title. Like, if you tell me this is the bet I'd be willing to make is for the next 3 years, Conor McGregor's not going to be in a title fight. Like, he's going to have a couple of marquee fights here and there, and if he wins a couple of them, yeah, he'll get into a title picture, but I don't expect him to be that successful.
No, I don't think he's going to win a title again in the UFC. And he's dealing with that. And Angelo saying the attack was unprovoked. Yeah, well, so what? Sometimes you got to attack a guy unprovoked just to let him know who you are. God damn it. You're Conor McGregor.
Dave, Conor might just not like your face, man, and, say, fuck it, let's attack Dave.
I don't believe Conor McGregor goes around punching people for zero reason. Like,
listen, dude, can you imagine and alcohol if he was doing that 2 in the morning?
If he was a guy that just punched people for no reason and punched them to break their nose, right? It's probably one punch to break his nose. Unprovoked, this guy said nothing. This guy did not like.
Here's a scenario.
This guy, Conor.
You don't know Conor's behind you, and you're at a bar, and somebody offers you proper 12, and you say, "I don't want this shit."
Yeah,
and it's only because Dave doesn't drink. It's not because he thinks it's shit, but he's just like, I don't want this shit. And Conor, he punches you, man.
Yeah, I don't know if that happened. But if somebody with an Irish accent goes, "Hey, try this proper 12," I might turn around first before saying, "Fuck that, get out of here."
No, I'm saying somebody else. I'm offering you a drink. You know, like I'm baiting you. I see Conor McGregor behind you, and I'm like, hey, Dave, you should take a proper 12.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something with
the
proper
guy was
12.
set up, you mean, to take a punch by Conor. Could see that.
Could be, Dave. Listen,
I don't
anything's
know.
possible,
Look,
man.
I don't know the
But
story, but what it amounts to is jack shit in the end. It's going to be nothing. Conor will pay the guy some money, and it'll go away. Doesn't matter. Just another fucking episode in Conor McGregor. It's like when he smashed that guy's cell phone. Anything happened there, AJ? You were like, oh, Conor's going to be in big trouble. You're always ready to fucking indict people and put them in jail forever and ever and say they're going to be in big trouble. And nothing ever fucking happens, AJ. Take it fucking easy.
Listen, man,
nothing will happen.
I'm going to tell you.
And the guy deserved
hear what
it.
I said. Listen, this happened in the States. Shit like that happens all the time in the States. But he's in Italy right now, in Rome, and you have the Carpinieri that went up to him now, and they're filing charges. I'm telling you, he knows, man. He's from Europe. Listen, I'm telling you, this shit could be bad for him.
Yeah, he'll pay the right people. Bad. He'll be all right.
But listen, just back to proper 12 for people to say that it was shit.
What?
Us, Ringside Report. No, I'm not saying it. I'm telling you, let me finish. Ringside Report was the first tasters of proper 12 in Canada. We got the first bottle from Wally. Yes, we were. Wally brought in the first bottle because I'm telling you, it's a fact. So listen, because
nobody traveled for from Ireland before that.
Yeah, really.
Listen,
like
but
Wally
on
was
air,
the first Irish person to come from Ireland to Canada.
Yeah, exactly. It just came out proper 12, and
Wally
came from Ireland. We love you, Wally. Wally brought us our proper 12. We did an official taste testing on air, live. And I'll tell you something, that proper 12 was good. I really I wanna get my hands on proper 12. I know that Antoinette has still the bottle in Toronto. It's empty, mind you, but man, I want more proper 12. That shit was good.
You can get it here.
Where?
That is
here.
Sometimes SAQ has it. I definitely
look on their online site.
Yeah, it's usually like
they'll tell you what stores has it.
They usually don't have it on SAQ. Like I have looked, and they don't usually have it, but I know that there are places you can get it. It's not.
Anyways, we were the first. That's all I'm saying. And
AJ
nobody should say shit because it's actually really good. Yeah, no, you know what? But listen, all to say is that Conor is back in the news. Conor is relevant again, good or bad, no matter if you hate him or love him or whatever. Conor is relevant. And I agree with you. He is relevant. And the thing is, Dana White loves this shit. Dana White loves this shit. He's so happy because it's Conor.
Yeah, you guys are right, man. I'm looking at the pay-per-view buys. His Dustin Poirier fight did 1.8 million buys. That is huge.
Conor's the biggest star the sport's ever seen.
Listen, out of the top 10 pay-per-view blowouts, it's Conor McGregor, man. He's beat like everybody in combat sports. MMA, boxing, whatever. Conor McGregor is up there, man. And it's ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all Conor. Conor. And that's the thing. Love him or hate him, the guy brings in those numbers. And it's the same thing that we said about, I know Angelo's going to flip up, but like
here we go.
With the Jake Paul thing. Jake Paul and Conor fight will be the #1 pay-per-view of all time if it ever happens.
If it happens. Let's get into another controversial subject before we give you our picks for the fights this weekend. Did you guys see that you now need UFC sent out a memo to their fighters telling them that if they don't live in the U.S., that they need to be vaccinated to come to the U.S. and fight?
Well, because it's a federal
right. It's not a UFC rule.
It's not the UFC
the federal government.
That, but yeah, exactly.
So now, if you want to go to the United States from any country,
say Montreal.
Yeah, but like, it's not just Canada and whatever, but it's like any country. If you want to go to the U.S., you have to be fully vaccinated, right? So
listen,
a lot of fighters, and we know of a lot of Canadian fighters. It seems like a lot of fighters are not vaccinated, and it's like a thing where in the pro fighter community, there seems to be a large percentage of them. I feel like maybe they are the pro athletes with the biggest number of non-vaccinated people. You just see it left and right. I mean, I guess because I'm in the MMA bubble and I kind of see a lot of fighters and what they're posting and what they're doing, but there's a lot of fighters that are not vaccinated and several Canadian ones that I've kind of seen, and it's going to be tough for them to go to the States and fight now. I don't know what they're going to do. maybe get vaccinated?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, that's what's going to happen because, like, for example, there are a lot of Canadian fighters that we know that have like fights coming up.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen here? And the thing is that it's also your team because it's not only about the fighter, it's also your team. And your team, man, that's a huge part of everything. If they're not vaccinated, what happens at that point? So it goes further than just a fighter. So, and we know for a fact, like, especially in the BJJ world, a lot of people don't get vaxxed. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to change the game. If that's the case.
There's one fighter I'm thinking of that I'm pretty sure is not vaccinated because I follow him on the social media and I see what he posts.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention any names.
I don't want to mention any names, but I think you know
I
think you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say his name.
Sure, because I've been kicked out of Twitter, so I don't follow nobody.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name, but I'm just saying he's a Canadian fighter that is supposed to fight in the UFC in the next couple of months, and I'm pretty sure he's not vaccinated, so I wonder what's going to happen with him.
What if he goes to the States before that date? Because I think that's like in November that it's taking effect. So he could always go to the States and have his training camp over there. Huh? No, but I'm saying he could leave like November 1st and go have his training camp in Florida or whatever. Like, man, I would go to Florida.
You know what, Freddie? I mean, yeah, it's not as easy as it seems, man, just to pick up and go, man. But, man, now, I can imagine who you're talking about. Yeah, I can imagine who you're talking about, Dave. And they've been very vocal about it, on the end of not getting vaxxed and whatnot. But you know what it comes down to is bottom line money talks. So if you don't get vaxxed, you're not going to get paid for what your job is. I can assure you they'll get vaxxed. They're professional athletes. When there's money behind it, man, they'll get vaxxed. I'm pretty sure about it, regardless of what they're.
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's a tough situation that a lot of fighters are being put in right now who are not vaccinated. I don't know. It's a problem.
Well, you're up against.
I mean, it's an issue, right? In other pro sports, I know there's a basketball player.
Yeah, there's a hockey player that actually. There's a hockey player that actually showed like fake COVID results and whatnot, and he's been fined and
really?
and whatnot. I mean, yeah,
he was suspended 21 games.
Wait,
for
what happened?
Passport.
Yeah,
he had a fake vaccine.
Evander Kane.
Really?
I'm not sure exactly, but he had fake papers claiming that he was vaccinated and he wasn't, so he got suspended for 21 games.
Holy shit.
Man, the extent of people going to that route is incredible. And these guys are professional athletes making millions of dollars a year, especially hockey players. Man, the effort that he took to do that kind of stuff is unbelievable, man. It's crazy. I mean, it's only going to get worse, dude. I'm telling you. It's only going to get worse, but this is where we're at. And you know what? Again, it's a little bit different when you're a hockey player. You've got a contract. You've got you've got a union behind you. There's different things where you can still get your money through sponsors, this and that. But as a UFC
they don't get
fighter,
paid if they're not playing.
Yeah, they don't get paid if they're playing, but they still.
Basketball. But I'll tell you the stupidest, the craziest. Okay, so in San Francisco and New York, they got this rule where you need to be vaccinated to play, but it doesn't apply to the visiting team. So there was the case of Andrew Wiggins, who played for the Warriors, that he could not play for his home team games. Now he decided to get vaccinated and it got fixed. But at the same time, he was not allowed to play, but a visiting player that was not vaccinated, he would have been allowed to play, or is allowed to play. So anyways, it's a bunch of rules, unfortunately.
Well, that's the thing too.
Crazy, man.
Well, you go into a restaurant, right, even here in Quebec, right? Just for example, it's weird. Everybody that goes to the restaurant, a patron of the restaurant, has to be vaccinated. But none of the staff has to be vaccinated to work there, right?
Hey, I could go get some takeout and just sit at the same table waiting for my takeout without a vax passport.
But listen.
Yeah.
But Dave, actually, the thing is that any establishment doesn't have, it's illegal for anyone who's making a living to be terminated or to be put aside because they didn't take the vaccine. The thing is that you're right. As of November 1st, here in Montreal anyways, all restaurants will be allowed to full capacity. The only thing is that to sit in the restaurant as of November 1st.
Yeah, but did you see the second game of the Canadians? How empty it was.
No, absolutely, because they're not double vaxxed.
The crowd was half empty. Second game of the season, people were comparing it to the Expos. It was half empty.
How come?
Second home game of the season.
Because you're not double vaxxed.
Oh, but also
because
it's not full capacity.
They kill the experience, man. Like most of the things I read is like people, man, I'm working with a mask, and then you want me to put a mask for 3 hours. And even stupider, we got this rule where people are supposed to stay sitting in their seat. They're not allowed to get up to cheer, so you got to stay sitting with your mask for 3 hours. I mean, that's not a fun experience. Who wants to spend $250 for a hockey ticket and go sit with a mask and not be allowed to cheer?
That's
Plus,
weird.
your team sucks.
Well, it's like going to a concert. If you're going and see some of these guys, like, I don't know, like Iglesias or something like that, like just recently, you can go there, but you're not allowed to dance or sing.
So,
like, it doesn't make sense. It's like basically, I don't know how to describe it. I was going to say something, but I know Dave would probably get upset at me. But what it comes down to is this. The whole thing doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
I'm happy you didn't say it. I don't know what you were going to say.
I wanted
to.
I'm
just happy.
It was something to do.
Don't say it.
It was something to do with the red light district. I'm not going to say what it is. Red light district.
Let me.
Okay, but listen, Dave. Think about it. As of November 1st, here in Montreal, you're able to sit in a full restaurant, which is good because me and Johnny North can finally go back to our manoir and watch like the fights. But again, we're not making like millions of dollars like these hockey players, and UFC fighters that are going to fight are only getting paid just on their appearance. They're not making millions of dollars like these hockey players that can sit out the whole season because they're making a $25 million contract on 5 years. You know what I'm saying? It's a different game. What I'm saying is that in the UFC, well, what I'm saying is this: hockey players get paid a shitload of money to play the game. UFC fighters don't make millions of dollars unless you're Conor. Yeah, exactly. They're going to need the money.
The fighters need the money, so
absolutely. The fighting camps and like
because
absolutely.
Okay, so they will acquiesce.
Where Kyrie Irving made 20-something million last year, so he could take a year off.
I mean,
exactly.
I'm just saying.
No problem.
Yeah,
it's reality.
No
if
problem.
I made $20 million in a year, I don't think I'd ever work again. Like, why? I guess you could get 20.
What if I tell you could make 20 million for another 10 years?
And all you have to do is like dribble a basketball around a court. I mean, that's kind of a pretty sweet job.
He's one of the best dribblers.
Yeah, well, he's good at it, but like, I mean, that's even better. He's good at it, If I did it, it'd be embarrassing. I'd take the money, but it'd be sad because I would get the ball stolen from me very badly. I can't even do the thing through the legs. I mean, I'm not good, I'm not a good dribbler.
Listen, man, you know what?
I'd be embarrassed, but I'd take the money for sure. I mean, Dave, I'll give you $20 million to dribble around. We should go
play some American. All three of us.
You want to go play basketball? Fred, can you play basketball?
You know how to play American? Like everybody's alone. You ever played that?
First of all,
I know horse.
First of all, basketball was invented in Montreal, by the way, boys. Just to let you know.
We should play a game of basketball. You versus me versus AJ, a triple threat basketball game. I'd do that.
I think AJ was friends with Mr. Naismith.
Yeah. AJ.
Hey, you know that, Freddie?
Part of the invention of basketball. All right, let's talk about. This is an Italian guy. This is an Italian-heavy show. We're going to talk about Marvin Vettori right now. He's going to fight Paulo Costa on Saturday night. At least I think they're going to fight. Paulo Costa decided not to make weight.
Did you see the interview? Did you see the interview, by the way?
I don't know.
Between them?
I don't think so.
It was crazy, dude. Well, yeah. Did he want to make weight? He's walking around at 211 pounds during fight week. He's supposed to be making 185. Exactly, and that's what Vettori said to him. He goes, "Is this like a joke?" Like he honestly, like through the interview, he was like basically thinking like it doesn't make any logical sense as a professional athlete where your job is to make weight and get to the fight and get paid the money that they deserve based on all their training. Like, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You're like, apparently they're saying he's at 211. There's no way. Now it's going to be a catch weight at 195. But I don't think Paulo Costa really understands that he has to make 195. Because through that interview, I mean, Vettori was saying like, I'm agreeing to fight you. I don't care what weight you're at. I'm going to fight you regardless. But there has to be an agreed weight at least in that catch weight to make it fair. And like Costa was like saying shit that he was like, yeah, I'm glad you want to still fight. I'm glad you want to still fight. I don't think this guy's making 195. I seriously doubt he's going to hit 195 on Saturday. They're still going to fight. Vettori is a beast. And there's something wrong with Costa. I mean, they're like at one point, Vettori told him if he was drunk, like he was talking like as if he was like completely out of it.
Huh.
Well, I was wondering if he had some type of injury or something, because I saw somebody compare two pics of like Costa in his last fight, I think it was, and this fight, and man, he doesn't have the same physique either. He looks like, Costa used to be like jacked. We would think like this guy was full of muscle and everything, and he's still impressive and all, but I feel he doesn't look as jacked as previous fight, doesn't look as in the same shape. Like, if I had full confidence in Costa, I would pick him for this fight to win. But I'm leaning towards Vettori. All this, like, situation concerning the weight and everything just makes me think, I'm not sure he's fully ready or trained fully for this fight. So I'm going to go with Vettori. I'm going to take a chance on Marvin. Decision, or maybe Costa gets tired, because, I mean, if he can't make weight, man, I gotta have doubt on his cardio, so I'm gonna go with Vettori. I'm not sure if it's a decision or a TKO, but one or the other.
Well, Vettori is actually not a risk for you, Fred. He's minus 180, the favorite. He's a pretty solid favorite going into it. I was leaning towards Vettori going into this fight, and then when I started hearing about Paulo Costa and all his weight cutting issues, I think Vettori is just a better fighter all around. I think he's much more well-rounded. I think he's done much better against Israel Adesanya. I think that was a good kind of barometer of where they both are. Costa got starched by Israel, and Vettori made it a fight. I think Vettori is very good as far as, mixing things up with the takedowns and the striking. He gives his opponents a lot of different looks, and, he's a solid striker. He's got good power. I see Paulo Costa as a guy with good power, and that's about it. He's not the most impressive fighter, and when he was on his come up and knocking people out, it was really impressive. But he didn't really show a wide range of skill. I feel like Vettori has shown us a little bit more. Paulo Costa, though, I think is still dangerous. If he wins, I think he knocks out Marvin Vettori. But I think Vettori is very, very durable, and like you say, AJ, I don't think it's going to happen. Israel Adesanya had 8 rounds against Marvin Vettori and wasn't able to put him away. I think it's going to be tough for Paulo Costa to do it. I think that Marvin Vettori winds up winning this fight, maybe by decision, but he might finish Paulo Costa, like Fred was saying, decision or maybe a TKO, because I don't know if Costa is ready to fight. When you come in here and he's talking about fighting at 185 in the future. It's not like he's coming in here making a decision like, I don't want to fight at middleweight anymore. I want to fight at 205, and this is just my decision. This is not a decided thing. This is coming in fight week, unprepared, saying, hey, I want to fight, but there's no way I make 185. Let's try and make it 195. Let's do a catch weight. And Vettori allowing it because they want the main event to stay together. And as we run down the rest of the card, you'll see why they definitely need this main event to stay together, because the rest of the card is not that interesting. Yeah,
Dave,
it's pretty
Dave, I'm going to say one thing. Well, I'm going to say a few things, but
I know.
The thing is that like Vettori, you got to give him credit for at least taking this fight regardless. Got to give it to him, because like a guy is apparently walking around 211. But listen, there's one thing that if you look at Vettori's never been knocked out. He went 5 rounds with Israel and wasn't. You couldn't knock him out. That's the thing with Vettori. He has never been knocked out in his career. And the thing with Costa is that he has. And the thing is that I totally agree with you when you talk about a well-rounded fighter. Vettori has it all, man. He can strike. He can take punches. He has a solid jaw. His grappling game is amazing. His wrestling game is amazing. And that's the thing with Costa. Costa's ground game is like pretty much a nil, man. We haven't seen anything. And he doesn't even come close. He's never actually taken down anyone in his UFC career. Now, like when you look at it, what Freddie said is that his cardio is the issue. And if you look at all of Paulo Costa's fights, cardio is the issue. Now he's coming in at whatever. Let's just say he comes in at 195. There's no way he's going to be able to survive that storm after the 3rd round. what's going to happen is, in my opinion, Vettori is going to take him down. Even though Costa apparently has an 80% takedown percentage, takedown defense percentage, it's not going to be enough against Vettori. Vettori is a beast. He's younger, longer reach. He has everything going for him. And you know what? I love Costa, and you know that when he came out, I was like, holy shit, this guy's a beast. But that's the problem with these beasts. They can get away with it for so long if they go out for the kill in the first, second round. But once that doesn't happen, they don't have the tools to fight someone like Vettori on Saturday. I'm telling you, man, Vettori is going to give him the Italian slam, and it's going to be a quick game. I think by KO. I think Costa's going down.
I love it. Angelo dropping a super chat. Angelo says, thanks for the history lesson, AJ. Appreciating the lesson. Angelo also going with Marvin Vettori. It is unanimous here on the team. We also go with Marvin Vettori. Freddie, AJ, and myself all going unanimously with Vettori. Angelo going with Vettori. Patrick C. Hamilton dropping the trademark 777 with some love for Freddie, too. Gotta love Big Freddie. Freddie G.
Who doesn't love Freddie, man? Look at Freddie, man.
Whoever doesn't love Freddie, you're not my friend, okay? You gotta love Freddie. All right, what else do we have here? Let's do some things. What do you call it? Parlay? You know the parlay, guys? You know about that when we do the Bet 99 thing?
This card is really
What are you talking
man.
about?
Yeah, I got jack shit for you. Actually, I got a 3-fight parlay. You ready?
Do you? Okay.
I have a 3-fight parlay for your bitch asses. All right, here we go. That's my parlay theme song for the night. You like it, AJ?
Pretty
That's
good,
for
man.
you. That's for you.
I like it.
Here's my 3-fight parlay. I'm going with Marvin Vettori. I'm going with Masaranduba, Francisco Trinaldo, a.k.a. Masaranduba. He takes on Grant Dwight. I like Masaranduba in that one. Gotta love Masaranduba. I also like saying Masaranduba, in case you can't tell. Masaranduba! I got Liviana Souza as well, minus 132, over Randa Marcos in the opener. And I'm not going to throw 10. I'm going to throw 20 on that. All right, 20 at plus 369. So 3-fight parlay gets you 93.87. That's Team Dave UFC Vegas 40 parlay.
Yeah,
We're going with
one for
Vettori, Masaranduba, and Sousa. Freddie's got a better parlay though. What do you got?
Like I'm the guy with the 2-fight parlay in recent weeks. So I got Vettori, but I'll tell you what, man. I got a underdog here that I feel might have a chance. I'm gonna go with Alex Caceres. I mean, the guy's on a 4-fight winning streak. I'm not sure why he's that big of an underdog. And
say his
the other
opponent's
guy.
name. Say his opponent's name. I beg you.
Choi Sung.
Sungwoo Choi.
Sungwoo Choi.
Sungwoo Choi from
Sungwoo Choi. Sungwoo Choi. Ain't
Sungwoo.
that hard, man?
Sounds like a guy from
Just
Squid
like John
Game.
Woo,
Hey,
man, the great filmmaker.
I think there was a Sungwoo
Fuck
guy
you.
in Squid Game. You know, these guys Korean, just like the Squid Game. You guys
Squid
seen
Game.
Squid
Wow,
Game?
is that a good I'm into it, man. I'm already
I
at
didn't watch
episode 5. It's the
Oh,
best,
yeah?
man. Squid Game.
Oh, AJ's
That's-
watching the Squid Game.
Because you brought it up, man. That's why I started watching it. I'm like,
Yeah,
all
it's
into the
good.
Squid Game. I want to participate in that.
Well,
Listen,
Sungwoo has 3 wins in a row as well, Fred. Sungwoo has won 3 in a row, including a TKO win
mess
over
with
Julia.
Just saying
Sungwoo.
Caceres shouldn't be
Arosa.
that big of an underdog.
I agree.
I'm taking
So,
Caceres.
Is that that's
Caceres Vettori, man.
That's Freddie's 2-fight parlay, the classic Freddie 2-fight. He's going with
Freddie, 2 fights.
Marvin Vettori at minus 180 and Alex Caceres at plus 225. $20 at plus 405 gets you 101 and 11 cents. AJ, you gonna give me a
Nice.
5-fight parlay?
I'm going with the 5-fight because you know what? You guys didn't mention it, but last week, I know, Freddie knows, and the betting world knows that AJ again pulled off a 5-fight parlay. I know
4.
you're going to be like, no, it was only 4.
Yeah.
But I knew I was ready because I called Anderson in the Bellator, and nobody went with me on that one. And I got 5 fights, man.
That's true.
5 for 5. So you want to make some money, guys? So far in the last month, AJ, because I have a new crystal ball. I'm not joking. I have a new crystal ball. And 5-fight parlay, man.
All right, give me your fucking
I bring you the
parlay.
money.
Give me your parlay.
Okay, so you know where I'm going with. The Italian. I'm
Yeah.
going with the Italian styling here. Marvin Vettori,
Yeah.
I think, is going to win by TKO. I'm going to go with Dawson on the
Are
next
all
fight.
Italian stallions for you, or is that really his nickname?
No, they're all
No.
stallions.
Yeah, they're all stallions. Freddie, come on.
Come on, Fred.
Freddie.
You know that.
Have you ever seen Italian porn? Come on, Freddie. Rocky, man. Before he was Rocky, Sylvester Stallone was he was a porn guy.
I don't think
Listen,
I've ever seen Italian porn. That's not something that.
what?
I mean, Rocco.
Come on,
he's just one of the
Dave.
most known guys.
I don't know what you're talking about. Who's Rocco? Is
Rocco,
he an Italian
man.
guy?
Freddy or whatever his name is there.
I don't know who you're talking about. He's an Italian porn
Well,
man?
if you see him, you'll probably recognize him.
I don't know. I'm not looking at the dudes usually. I don't know. I don't know. All right.
I'm just saying, he's one of the biggest known guy.
So they have male porn stars. They're famous for the male porn stars. Has Conor McGregor punched Rocco yet? Conor should punch that
Or
guy.
Fabio?
Right in his dick.
All
right,
Fabio?
AJ, give me your parlay.
So listen, you got it down. I got Dawson.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna skip the Clark fight because that one there, man, it could go either or. But I'm gonna go with Freddie on the Alex Caceres fight. I'm going with that. Then I'm gonna go with Dwight Grant. Francesco Trinaldo, I really liked it, but I think his time has passed.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna go with I can't really say his name, but you know who I'm gonna go with there. It's gonna be the
Nikolai. You're going with Nikolai.
Nega So I'm gonna go with the Nega Marananu. Okay. But if I had to take someone in place out of that, I would go with Tabitha Ricci, man. That Ricci fighter, I like her. And you know what?
You want to throw her? Make it a 6-fight parlay?
You know what? Let's go crazy. AJ's going with 6.
AJ's always going crazy.
AJ's going with 6.
Always ready to go crazy. Over at bet99.com, use the promo code RINGSIDE. Sign up with us. Take advantage of that matching deposit of up to $600. Marvin Vettori, Grant Dawson, Alex Caceres, a.k.a. Bruce Leroy, Dwight Grant, Nikolai Negumerianu, and Tabitha Ricci. That is a 6-fight parlay. $20 at plus 25.10 gets you $522.70. You could win big with AJ's super fight 6-fight parlay. Team AJ has been on fire as of late, so I might throw some money on that parlay just to see what happens, AJ, because you've been right all along. And I'd like to be on the side of when you gloat, I can also be happy about it, I'd like to win money with you. You know what I mean? Because every time you brag about your wins, it's like so annoying, and I'm not happy about it.
But now every time he's going to be wrong, you're going to be more mad because you lost money.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like a win. It's a lose-lose for me, man.
Because it's still 50-50 because like I lose money, but AJ's wrong, so it's like a win because I can make fun of him.
Okay.
And then I can yell at him like, AJ, you owe me $20. I took your parlay, you bastard. Just blame you.
You suck.
You suck,
Listen,
AJ. Your parlay
sucks. It's my new crystal ball, man. I imported that. It's happening. But listen, man. These are the cards. First of all, the fight is in the afternoon, by the way, just so we can't forget. Like, it's not happening in the evening.
For real?
It's at 1 o'clock. The prelims start at 1 p.m., and then the main card starts at 4 p.m., which is a great fight. This is the best card for Freddie. This is a Freddie night. He gets to watch it early. You can have supper, watch it, and it's done. You can go to bed at 7:30 7:38, I think. But it's an early fight card. But let's not forget what else. Listen, there was another fight that's happening too. Exactly.
It's also
I was gonna put him
in
on
the
my,
afternoon. It's also in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
It's noon prelims and 3 p.m. Eastern for the main card because it's in Moscow. So a lot of afternoon MMA. Nothing on Saturday night this weekend. It's all Saturday afternoon. Both the UFC main card starts at 4 and Bellator main card starts at 3. And if you're in Canada, you could watch the Bellator main card for free on YouTube because they don't have a TV deal. It's on Showtime in the States. But if you're in Canada on Bellator's main YouTube channel, you could just watch this for free 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night. They've got I realize we didn't really talk about the rest of the UFC card, but it's just, not much to talk about. We gave our parlay, and that's about it. And this Bellator card, it's like, Vitaly Minakov against Saeed Sauma. That's interesting. But then Fedor Emelianenko is really the main show versus Tim Johnson. Fedor, the legendary Fedor. Yeah, Usman Nurmagomedov, who's Khabib's something? Cousin? Taking on Patrick Patila.
Very good fighter.
Yeah, Usman
Yeah, and Khabib is going to be there.
Winning. Yeah, of course.
Listen, it's not a bad card. Bellator actually has a pretty decent card, man. And who doesn't want to see Fedor? Everybody wants to see Fedor, and you can watch Fedor for free, man. That's ridiculous. Like, one of the most exciting fighters of all time. I mean, the legend of all legends. I mean, this is it, and you're watching him. I mean, he's 45 years old, but it's Fedor, man. If Fedor comes,
for sure losing.
He's coming to win.
Yeah,
You think he's losing against Timothy Johnson?
For sure.
Look, I'm not putting that on my parlay, but
I want to fight
go
like
with
the Maldonado one, where he just gets beat up, but the ref doesn't stop it because he knows he can't.
I don't know, man. I think Fedor's gonna pull it off. I think this is Fedor's like retirement fight. He's winning, bud. He's winning. He's in Moscow. He's in Moscow?
Yeah.
The fight.
He's getting knocked out.
He's
going to sleep.
Are you kidding?
No.
In front of his fans, Russian fans? No. There's no way, man. Fedor is coming to win. Timothy Johnson, man. Look, he's the fan favorite. He's the favorite for the betting odds and whatnot. Not by much. I think he's at what? Let me just check. -110. I'm still giving it to Fedor.
Bet99 actually has Timothy Johnson right now, -175, the favorite. Fedor Emelianenko, plus 140, the underdog. Johnson, not a huge favorite, considering I think he's a slam dunk, surefire, guarantee to win. It is in Moscow, so people are a little worried. Yeah, I mean, Fedor has been knocked out by people recently. Why wouldn't it happen here? Yeah, thank you. The silence is my answer. Thank you, AJ. Fred, who are you going with in this fight?
Because the ref is not going to stop it.
Oh, the ref will
That's why
stop.
he won't get knocked out.
If Fedor's unconscious, they have to stop him. But that's what it's going to take. He's going to have to put him to sleep. What do you think? Does Fedor go to sleep, or does he pull off some sort of miracle? He's 45.
I mean, it's in Moscow, man. Go Fedor, man. Fedor's going to find a way, man. Who? Johnson? What's his name you say, man? Jabroni Johnson?
Listen, and most of his wins, this guy, if you look at like his wins, they've been by decision, and they've been all boring, man. Fedor doesn't come out to be boring, man. That's what I'm saying. I think Fedor's going to take it. A man who was undefeated for over 10 years. Think about it.
All right.
Who do you have? Lose.
Come here. Come through the curtain and be on the show. You can be on the show. There's a man.
And Freddie, what's happening with NASCAR?
I gotta go.
What?
Oh,
no NASCAR talk.
I mean, Kyle Larson just secured his spot for the Final Four championship race. And Kyle Larson, what a great story. Last year, well, I mean, it's not a great story because last year he did something very controversial and he got suspended for the whole season. When NASCAR stopped racing, they did these online races, and Kyle Larson, he used a bad word in one of those online races, which made him lose his ride. But hey, he's back this year in a better ride. So some people would say, actually he had a career boost, a better opportunity. So Kyle Larson won last week at Texas. The race was shitty, but he's the best racer as of yet this year. He deserves his spot in the Final Four. Go Kyle Larson.
Listen, did he say something consciously, on an interview, or was he talking in his helmet?
Well, Bubba Wallace was the only African-American racer in NASCAR right now. He won a couple of weeks ago in Talladega, his first race, so props to Bubba Wallace. But him and Kyle Larson are good friends. But during an online race on iRacing, which I play, by the way, you could find me there, he said,
with Ringside
after
Report
Bubba Wallace did a crash, he said, what are you doing, my you know what? Thinking that nobody was listening. But no, and then somebody told Kyle, hey, Kyle, everybody could hear that, on TV and everything. And he used, the word you're not allowed to use. But Kyle Larson himself is a minority because he's half Asian. But anyways, Kyle Larson had a great season this year.
Wait, who's Kyle Larson? He said the N-word?
He's a NASCAR driver.
He said the N-word
and last year when
to
NASCAR,
a white guy?
Huh?
He said the N-word to a white guy?
He's half white, half Asian.
And he said it to who?
He's half white, half Asian.
And who's he saying
it to? Bubba Wallace.
Who's a white guy?
I mean,
what's going on in NASCAR?
Bubba Wallace is an African-American.
Oh.
And
what did
during
Bubba
an
Wallace
online
say?
race.
Oh.
Well, they're friends. It wasn't
they're just,
it wasn't mean.
Yeah, they're trash talking.
It was hey,
other,
you're not supposed to say it though.
Is he in
especially
trouble?
not on TV.
Is he in trouble for
Well,
it?
last year he lost his ride. He lost his McDonald's sponsorship and everything.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he got fired from his ride because of that. So he missed the full season. But last year he was driving for Chip Ganassi, which is kind of a shitty team. This year he got signed by Hendrick Motorsport, which is like the #1 team. So now he has a big team. And a lot of people are saying like maybe, like Hendrick Motorsport, they got a history of cheating. Maybe he's cheating. But hey, in NASCAR, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Kyle Larson's been the best driver this year. He deserves the championship.
What is cheating in NASCAR?
It's exciting, man.
A supercar?
Well, for example, like cheating Chad Knaus, which is a crew chief, after Jimmy Johnson won a race once, he told him on the radio, make sure to run your back into the wall because, the spoiler and all that, there's rules where it can't be more than a certain angle. So during the celebration, Jimmy Johnson allegedly did on purpose ran his car into the wall so that it would break the spoiler so that NASCAR wouldn't be able to check if it was legal after the race. There's a lot of ways in NASCAR you can cheat.
Oh, wow.
My favorite cheating moment in NASCAR, since we're talking NASCAR, is Michael Waltrip once tried to use jet fuel as gasoline. He got caught using jet fuel in his car.
Does that work?
Which was like the biggest fine ever.
Does it help?
That's cheating, man.
Yeah, because it's much more combustible.
Wow. That's cool.
crazy. But isn't there regulations before you, like in the pit stops and all
Jet
that?
fuel.
That's crazy.
Well, there's an inspection before the race, but there's an inspection after the race to make sure that during the race you didn't modify your car to something illegal. Now, if during the celebration you decide to wreck your car, it's a little bit hard to see if it was legal. It's a little bit of a gray area. NASCAR doesn't like that if you wreck your car during your celebration, especially if you won.
Wow.
That'd be weird. I agree.
Yeah, it's like sneaky.
NASCAR, man. So
Shows
much
you're up to
action and
something.
thrills, man. It's like a thriller.
Why would you wreck your car in celebration?
So that they
So you
can't
get away from getting
do
caught.
the inspection.
Right.
Because your car's illegal.
But that's the only reason why you might do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially if your crew chief tells you on the radio before, make sure to wreck the back of your car.
Yeah.
During the celebration. It's a little shady.
That's very suspicious. Well, there's Fred's NASCAR moment at the end of the show. It's what we do now. Fred's NASCAR moment.
Kansas this week.
Fred's much more excited about NASCAR than he is about MMA or anything else really going on. So very happy to give Fred the time to talk about NASCAR. And AJ, I know you're just very passionate about MMA and Italy, so we got to talk about both of your favorite things today, right? So
and the Vatican, the Pope,
that was good. And Succession's back.
Sinead O'Connor moment.
Whoa! Holy shit, that scared me.
What the?
I don't know. Thank you to Patrick C. Hamilton. You are our Super Chat leader tonight. Thank you to Angelo for dropping a Super Chat as well. Angelo's been a member of the universe for 9 months, and he says he's never seen Freddie so passionate about NASCAR. Freddie is definitely a
great season.
Big NASCAR fan. So thank you to Patrick. Thank you to Angelo. Patrick is the Super Chat leader. Old 777. Lucky Patrick out in Saskatchewan.
Oh, that's a lucky number, man.
And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell when you subscribe so you get notifications every time that we are on. I was on earlier today recapping WWE Crown Jewel. Go check out that video if you haven't already. I will be back here tomorrow night after SmackDown to watch AEW Rampage with you and to recap everything happening in the WWE on SmackDown. And next week will be our Halloween show. Angelo dropping a super chat letting us know it's Halloween time. He says, thanks for the show, guys. I enjoyed it a lot. Well, thank you, Angelo, and I'm glad you enjoyed the show. My friend, thank you for supporting the channel, and once again, you are the super chat leader. Look at that, taken away from Patrick right at the last moment in classic Angelo fashion. Super chat.
Coming out of nowhere, man. Angelo,
man. Angelo and Patrick Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody. Don't forget to join. Become members like Angelo, like Patrick. Antoinette's been a member for almost a year. I think Patrick's been a member for nearly a year now as well. Angelo's been a member for 9 months. I mean, it's coming up here, so please don't forget to join the channel. Click the join button beneath me and go to join.ringsidereport.net if you are watching us on mobile. $5 a month. Subscribe to the channel. Support us. And, the more subscribers we have, the more shows we can do and the more things we can do. We're looking forward to a UFC watch-along next Saturday. Right? That's going to be a special afternoon watch-along. UFC pay-per-view, UFC 267, Saturday afternoon. Next Saturday afternoon, October 30th. That'll be fun.
Crazy, man.
A big Halloween weekend show. So we are getting ready for that. And next week, we'll preview UFC 267, Glover Teixeira and Jan Blachowicz. Spoiler alert.
Magic rope.
Going with the magic
Halloween.
rope. Going with Polish power.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. See you again tomorrow night. And Freddie and AJ will see you again next week. Thank you. It's been Ringside Report MMA on the Ringside Report Network.